Hey, what's up, everybody? Lawler here. Got a couple things to be discussing today, primarily about rosters that are hinting at being signed and finalized soon. We've also got Virtuoso talking about his new team getting signed and possibly finding an org, which is always awesome to see, and a bunch of other Rocket League esports news. So with that said, let's get straight into it. What's up, everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League. Going to be talking about a bunch of rumors as well as some confirmations here, which are pretty exciting. As a heads up, this is like past Lawler. I am out of town right now trying to do some stuff. You guys have probably seen why at this point, if this video comes out on Tuesday, like I think. But yeah, I'll talk about those at the end of the video, kind of. I'll get there. Either way, let's dive into it. First one. Shift ended up putting out a rumor. If you guys don't remember, a while back I talked about how the F1 team Williams was partnering with Resolve Esports, coming together to try and find a team for Rocket League. Now, I don't have the largest interest in racing or Formula One or any of that kind of stuff, but luckily my moderators and stuff from Twitch do, and filled me in on a lot of that. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go check out that video. You can literally go to my YouTube channel under videos. There's a little search button. Type Williams and Resolve, and it will pop up all the details you need for it. Makes it really easy. But it goes into the specifics, and this is actually a pretty big deal. This organization, obviously Williams, has been involved with some pretty high-profile stuff for quite a while in F1 and racing in general. So I'm not going to go too much into detail because I clearly don't know what I'm talking about on the topic. I'll be the first to admit it. But based upon what those people are telling me, the ones that are very heavily invested in that scene, this is a pretty big signing and a pretty big deal. It also gets me excited because anytime that other professional, I guess, sports teams, I guess the best way to say it, anytime they get involved in esports, usually there is something that's a little bit different about them in a good way. There's a level of professionalism, the way they go about making content, a lot of things like that I'm personally really excited about. So according to Shift, Williams Resolve, the joint venture between Williams Racing and Resolve Esports, have allegedly been looking at signing the denied roster of Chippy, Justice, and Polar. If you guys don't know this roster, it was the former WILD roster. Denied got acquired by WILD. WILD did not happen. This team came back together on August 20th under the name Denied and are now being sought after. So there is a couple teams that I'm surprised Williams isn't looking at, whether it be German Amigos, White Demons, and a couple others that have had really, really good results. So hopefully they are in the mix, but it's awesome to see as well that they're trying to give some others some potential as well. It's always interesting to see on the results that teams have once they have financial backing and kind of take a sigh of relief and then really focus in now that they can do this full time. So interesting stuff. We'll have to see how it develops. Up next, another person who is excited about what it looks like signing with a team is going to be Virtuoso. If you guys don't know, Virtuoso obviously used to be on a roster and then was kind of let go, and we're all like, okay, what's going on with Vert? I know he's demoing stuff, but like, who's he playing for? What's he's doing? All that kind of stuff. And in a recent video, now that he's no longer on Endpoint, did end up joining a team with Kasai and Parka. That is the confirmed part, which he also puts out in the tweet. He says, yes, soon, with handshakes. So something is coming soon. Who he is signing with, what that's going to be, we don't know. But the fun thing is they don't even have a team name. So I can't reference them as a team as something. They'd never had a team name. They're just like, yo, we're a team of players. Do you want to sign us? So we don't get to know them as anything but the organization name that decides to sign them. So who knows? I could try to do some deep dive, try to do some figuring out on who it may be, but I honestly have no idea. So Virtuoso, Kasai, Parka, congrats on your new org based upon the official GIF. And you don't put that out unless you actually have something official. So congrats, you guys. Looking forward to it and welcoming a organization in the scene. Maybe it's Singularity. Maybe it's the one we just talked about in Williams. Maybe it's somebody else. Who knows? Also, in other rumors, it does look like that Galaxy Racer, team that used to have the Monkey signed, after they let go of the Monkeys, were like, yo, we're going to still stick around in the scene, just like many others have said. We just got to find the right roster. And apparently, according to Jinx, they're stating that Galaxy Racer's new Rocket League roster is almost final, per sources. Who those sources may be, we don't know. But after they did have a temporary departure and said they wanted to come back in, looks like they have found that roster. So a couple organizations that have been hovering might be coming back in now that some of the rosters are becoming finalized. I did mention just a second ago about some of the teams like Singularity and stuff like that that have stated, hey, once we find another team, we'll come back in and we want to do it shortly. And some of these teams aren't going to get the best rosters as compared to like the Cloud9s and the TSMs that are like, we want a roster that only wins. Some of these other rosters are going to be able to be picked up for a little bit cheaper than, you know, the $10,000 plus that some of these other organizations are paying for the top 2, top 3, top 4 in the region. So looking forward to seeing a couple of these teams make their way back into the RLCS, because it is always good to see players have financial backing and being able to continue to do this for a living. It is very stressful when you are fending and fighting for a chance to eat and pay your bills. So yeah, fingers crossed that all these teams get picked up soon. We've got a bunch of organizations that we're representing rather than some of these weird names that teams decide to come up with, because some of them I'm just like, what are you doing? But again, I'm old and I'm at the boomer get off my lawn stage, so maybe that's just me. Last but certainly not least for today's video, before Wojtek goes and does his thing, which I'll talk about here in a sec, there is some cool stuff that WePlay is doing. The tournament organizer that is doing the $100,000 tournament, $50,000 for NA, $50,000 for Europe, has posted some guidelines about ways that you guys can actually do watch parties. In most circumstances, when it comes to tournaments, obviously organizers want all the eyes on their tournament because it's good for sponsorships and allows them to sell space and actually make some money back based upon the amount of effort that goes in. I mean, they're putting up $100,000 for the tournament. They're covering payment for their casters, their production team, the set building, flights, travel, hotel, accommodations, food, like all these things are coming out of their pocket. So by people watching their broadcast and the sponsors that are going to be on that broadcast, they recoup some of that cash. The cool thing though is that cast is only in English, and there is a lot more when it comes to fan bases out there that are not in English. And I'm saying, like, if the guys aren't competing and you speak French, German, whatever, you should most definitely be streaming and rebroadcasting this in your natural language, which is what WePlay is actually allowing you to do. It's the first time that I've actually personally seen this, where they are enabling anybody, if you don't speak English, you are allowed to do community casts. Strictly non-commercial, which means donations and subscriptions and stuff for your own personal is okay, and any external advertising and monetization is prohibited, meaning you can't be like, yo, I'm doing a watch party for this event by WePlay and I'm gonna get my own sponsors and put that stuff on. You can't do that kind of stuff. The only restriction is that you have to put a 2-minute delay on the broadcast, so the live feed will still be on WePlay's Twitch channel and YouTube, but you can do it on yours with a 2-minute delay, which I think is really, really cool. The ability to allow people who speak any other language to rebroadcast the matches on a 2-minute delay and then have their own watch party in their own language. I think it's a really cool concept, and I hope a lot of people take advantage of this. The Rocket Baguette guys and everybody else, I think, should really be doing this because it's a good way to broadcast a AAA tournament. So really cool stuff by WePlay. I've never seen this before. They just ask you to fill out an entry form so they're aware and they can make sure they don't DMCA you. Which is pretty cool. So shout outs to WePlay, thinking ahead and trying to do what they can. They've been tweeting out a lot of things. They've been posting stuff on Reddit about like, yo, what do you think makes Rocket League amazing, and are getting involved. They're talking about the hinting of like the sets that they've done, which look incredible. A lot of really cool stuff that I'm excited for this WePlay event, for a multitude of other reasons, which will probably be talked about next. Wojtek, take it away. Hey everybody, Lawler here. WePlay Invitational coming up this week. Looking forward to seeing you there. Either way, if you guys do enjoy the content, first and foremost, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. If you have any additional questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys would like to support the channel, easiest way to do so, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the latest Rocket League news. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.